Hello, people. It's another exciting episode, and I am excited about this episode. So, my guest today tells the story of how he started business at the age of 11 and tells us more about how he had to quit his job because of a video he watched. Yes, you heard right. Because of a video he watched and started selling clothes, and now has become a whole business for him. It's an inspiring story, which I believe after watching this episode, you will be inspired to. My name is Yayra Ahofade, and this is the Yayra Show. Hi, Reuben.
Hi, Yayra.
Thank you so much for coming here and being here.
It's my pleasure.
I'm grateful. So, I'm curious, why did you decide to be a guest on the show?
Well, I think when I got your message, I saw somebody who is trying to do something interesting, somebody who is trying to, go against the norms, do something special. And I'm like, all right, if you want to do this, then I'm with you. I'm always with those who are trying to go the extra mile, do the unusual. So I'm like, Charlie, let's just step in and help.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, I was really excited when you agreed to do this with me. So now let's talk about you. How's your childhood, or tell us about your childhood. How was it like?
I think, let me start from the perspective, then I zoom into how my childhood. So a lot of people perceive that I grew up in a very debauchous home.
You didn't?
I actually didn't. Nothing of that sort. My childhood rather was a hard one, My mom is a bread baker, and my dad too is more like a petty trader, if you like. So growing up, I've always been with these two people. Of course, I have other siblings, but it's not been the most spectacular thing. I started business at a very young age. My mom was my first customer.
What age?
I think that should be around 11.
11?
Yeah.
Wait. You started business at 11?
Yeah.
Was it because of the situation at home? Or there's another reason, like you love business, you like money?
Okay. No.
At that age?
I wouldn't say that. I would say that my mom actually, even though she didn't have any serious formal education, she had this sort of mind. I don't know where she got it from. So, because she bakes bread, she buys certain things often.
Okay.
She's like, okay, she encourages us to save, right? So when you save, then why don't you use the money you save to buy some of the things I'll go and buy outside, like kerosene, like coil, so that when I need it, I buy from you. Yeah, that was how I started.
That's some good training right there.
Yeah, so I remember I'll go and buy a gallon of kerosene, then I'll bring it home, and then a box of coil. Then when she needs it,
she'll buy from you.
She'll buy from me, yes.
So are you selling just to her, or you're selling to other people?
She was my biggest client. She was my off-taker.
I mean, the money was staying at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then the interesting thing, she didn't take the money from me. She allows me to keep the money.
Oh, that's beautiful. So what's your fondest childhood memory?
What's my fondest childhood memory? I think it will be when I was KG3-ish. Yeah. At the time, I was struggling to speak English. Yeah, I saw this kid. I remember his name so well.
I'm surprised you remember KG3.
Yes, I don't know how I remember it, but I remember it so well.
Okay.
And this kid, even though he was like in KG2, he spoke English so well. His brother was in class 1. And then I would look at him and I'm like, I wish someday I could speak English as good as this kid does. And I remember later in my years, his elder brother would take me out. We would sneak out of school to go and buy books. He introduced me to reading of storybooks. So we'll sneak out, and my dad will help me every morning to read some pages before I go to school. So I think that memory actually,
I think,
it really has been with me, and it's been a good one.
Feels like your childhood, it's been seriousness since childhood because I've been starting business at age 11.
Yeah.
Wow. You're currently a software developer. Did you always wanted to be a software developer? Where did it start? From childhood?
No, it didn't start from childhood. Actually, if you had asked me in my childhood if I would be a software developer, I would have said no.
Was it a doctor, lawyer, pilot?
I think doctor was
the most popular.
Yeah, doctor.
Okay.
So I never even knew what it meant to be a software developer, even when I was in SHS 3.
All right.
Yeah, I only started looking into software development because of financial issues at home. So when I was in my final year in senior high school, my mom tells me that, look, believe it or not, there's no money to take you to tertiary. And for you to go to tertiary, you would have to, come out of school, work for yourself and then take yourself through school. Yeah, so it was at a point and I was like, okay, and then do me one more favor. Why don't you add a little value to me? Because I don't think I can do anything serious with my senior high school certificate.
You told your parents that?
Yeah, I did. Remember, I also told you that there were some things that came to me. I don't know how they came to me, but I just got to know. So that was one of those things. Like, I don't know why I told them that and why I knew my senior high school certificate was not enough. But then they agreed. And I think also because the payment terms for my training as a software developer was more flexible. So it was at that point that I knew something like software development existed.
Okay.
I thought it was, when we talk about software development, we're talking about Microsoft Office. That was what software
you
development.
knew about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And growing up, when they tell you, oh, I'm going to study software, it was
it even popular in those days?
When they actually said it, it was about Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, those kind of stuff. So for me, that was software development. So even when I was telling my parents, that was what I thought I was going to study.
Okay.
Microsoft Office Suite.
So they supported you going to study software development?
Yes, they didn't understand it, to be honest, till this. They have no idea what it means. But yes,
they were not against you.
No,
they didn't understand it, but then they decided to let you go and do it.
Yes, the only thing they understand is that I need a computer to do my work.
Okay.
That's all they do.
So let's go back. You said something that your mom told you that at a point that they didn't have money and you would have to take yourself through school.
Yeah.
At that point, how did you feel hearing that? I mean, did you see it as a challenge, or it broke you, or you felt down?
Well, let me put you in a little context.
Okay.
Maybe you'll understand how I felt.
Okay.
So when I was in high school, in my department as a business student, I received an award as the best business student. Now, you've gone through senior high school. As the best business student, your teachers, they look up to you. They see you as a very promising person. And you are not going to go through school. That was going to be the end of your
education
for a long time. How would that feel?
Okay.
So it was not a good feeling. I felt down, of course. It was not pretty.
So your parents ended up taking you through university?
No, they didn't.
You still took care of yourself?
Yes. So what happened was they took me through the training to become a software developer so we're supposed to go a year and a half, but I only did a year because after the year I led a team for a tech fair. We played second runner-up, and then there was a job opportunity for me. So I had to quit school and go and work.
Wait, you didn't finish school?
No, I didn't.
The job was... Why did you quit though? I mean, the job was worth it. Very worth it.
I think it was the whole experience I was going to have for me, your first formal job as a software guy. So I felt it was a good grab.
And that's where education ended. I mean, formal education ended for you.
For a while, yeah.
So you never went to tertiary?
I did, partially.
How do you mean? How do you mean?
Okay, so a few years after I enrolled as a UG, so I don't like to talk about that part, but I took a distance course.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went back to school because my mom always wanted a graduate amongst her children. So I did that for my mother.
You're the first graduate?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, with all the experiences you've had, you've shared how your childhood has been in through SHS, not having to readily have your parents take you through your tertiary despite your academic excellence. What do you think that experience has imparted into you? What attitude has it built in you?
Well, I think it put the attitude of discipline and then being determined, because I knew what my odds were. I knew what I was fighting for. I remember in when I was doing my training to become a developer.
Okay.
Even today, I think it was just two of us that passed out to become developers. That's how serious.
That's in your badge?
Yes, in my badge. It's just two of us who are.
The rest were not disciplined. Wow.
So I knew this was all I had. It's either I do this.
You pass or that's it for you.
Exactly. I don't have like a third option.
Wow.
So for me, it was stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. That's what I learned.
Wow. Wow. I mean, you're proud of yourself, how far you've come. I believe you are.
Yeah, I am, you know.
Why did they keep long? Why you are not proud of aren't you proud of yourself?
I am proud of myself, you know, but yeah, I am actually.
But
nothing. I'm proud of
you're
myself.
proud of you should. I mean, from where you started. Let's talk about a bit about inspiration. What book or movie or artwork, I mean, what has inspired you so far in life? Or what inspires you?
Well, I think when it comes to books, there are two books I can remember that inspire me a lot or inspired me. The first book, which is the Bible, interestingly.
Okay.
I think I picked reading up the Bible in JHS, where I decided every night before I sleep, I'll read a part of the Bible before I sleep. And at a point, I read the book of Proverbs, learned a whole lot of things from there. So that was one. And then the other thing for me is Mindset. It's a book I read, Mindset. And I think everything about the brain seemed to intrigue me. I actually quitted the job just by watching a video on the brain. After watching the video, I went to my boss and I told him, this is my resignation letter.
Was it affecting your mental health?
No, it was a challenge it threw at me. The fact that the brain can be trained in any way we want it, and then it will behave the way we want it to behave. So, I mean, reading Mindset, I found out that, look, there's no black or white brain. It's just about fixed mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, obviously, there are certain things that you're going to limit yourself. But if you don't have a fixed mindset, then there's nothing impossible. So I even as it now, when you come home, I have it's on my door. To him who believes, all things are possible. It's actually from the Bible, Mark 9:23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So things about the brain, books about the brain
fascinates
me. Even movies about the brain, like Prison Break or the Popular Money Heist, they fascinate me a lot.
Okay. And to date, you don't regret quitting the job you you stopped?
No, I don't. You know, actually, I'm proud I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you being an advocate for Ghanaian fashion. How did that start for you?
Well, it started in different phases, right? So there was a phase where I was selling, footwear stuff. Actually, it started from the point where I decided I'm going to quit my job.
After reading the book?
After watching the video.
Video, okay.
So I remember my friends will laugh, like, I told them, oh, I'm quitting my job. At that time, I thought I was going to sell thrift, you know.
Yeah.
So I told them, I'm quitting my job. What are you going to do? I'm going to sell foods. And everyone like,
It was funny.
that's crazy. You're quitting your job. And I remember I got that job through a recommendation. So the person who recommended me also worked there. And was like, you have a stable job. Yeah, you have a stable job. You're a young guy. The salary is not bad. Why don't you stay around, you know? But I decided, no, I'm going to go to the next phase and see what's going to happen.
Wow.
So right from deciding, okay, we're going to sell thrift, it didn't work. Then my girlfriend, then later my wife, we also started selling Ghana-made footwear.
Okay.
Markets picked up. Eventually, we're going to bring other people on board. And gradually, we're going to start making sales. And we see that championing this thing is something we should do because people out there, what if we can create a business where people see what they see online when they order, that's what they get. So now the vision is beginning to get clearer. Yes. So then we start, okay, let's start from, if you order something, you get the same thing, even though there's no physical shop that you can walk in and kind of try the product out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's how it started.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember, there was another one, which was what if we can break the misconception of what people have about Ghana Made? Because for a long time, people that I encountered were like, Ghana Made shoe? No.
No, not bad.
They've had very bad experiences. So they don't want to. But then when they interact with the kind of stuff that you make, and they're like, oh, okay, this is worth it. And people actually admit that I didn't know this was like this top. It was this good. So it was that inspiration. What if we could even take the Ghana Made from just selling it to some small group of people to even the globe, across the globe. That has always been the story and the inspiration.
But it's truly inspiring. You quit your job and started selling shoes, and then that's how far you've come.
Yeah.
Wow. It's inspiring. So it's been you and your wife in the journey, like, since the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning, it's been me and her. We did it for a while.
How many years now?
Officially, I think we're in the second year. Officially.
So that means you quit your job not long ago?
No, there's an unofficial part.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So unofficially, it's like 3 years or 4 because you're starting something new. Yeah. You can't just you have the idea, you just go register the business. No, that's not how we started. We did it for a while. Yeah. To see how we're going to handle it, and then it was registered.
Okay, so that's the 2 years, official 2 years.
Official 2 years, yes. We did it for a while. Then Edna will later come on board as the shoemaker girl, the PR girl, to bring some magic.
It's been amazing. I mean, I see your posts and the videos about your business, so it's been great, and it's inspiring hearing the story behind it. Yeah, honestly, it is.
Sure. And I usually want the ladies to be the ones talking about it because...
Why?
Maybe they do a better job.
Talking about it?
Yeah, or maybe also they seem to kind of motivate people the more. I don't know.
To patronize the products.
When a guy is doing something, it's usually not seen as novel. But when it's a lady, it kind of brings a lot of... Okay,
it adds a touch. Yeah, okay, that's very true. That's very true. So I want to ask this question. I'm contemplating. Yeah, so with what you just said, so with I mentioned earlier on that Edna's brand really caught my attention. So she joining the company as a shoemaker girl, has that put the brand more out there?
Yes,
do you believe
it has. I believe it has. We're a team. We are a core team of 3. Sandra, of course, Sandra is my wife.
Okay.
And everybody has their role. So Edna brought a lot of visibility
Yeah.
attention to the brand.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you ask yourself that as you're bringing the visibility, who stays at the back to make sure that everything is in place?
Okay.
Who's making sure that we are not losing track? We are not overspending.
Yeah.
We are not throwing our money into
Okay.
Yes. And that's where Sandra comes in.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's great. So we're wrapping up so soon. I mean, I'm enjoying the conversation. Trust me. I am. If you were to inspire people with your life, what aspects would you want to inspire people with?
Well, if I'm to inspire people, I would say that it actually doesn't matter where you come from.
Okay.
Or how you start, whether you have a weak start or a good start.
Yeah.
At a point, your parents are responsible for you, but at a point, they have no hand in it.
Yeah, you can't
You're
blame them.
responsible for yourself.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do, make the vision plain. Remind yourself every day, and make sure that every day that goes by, you are just a little step close to that vision. Don't be afraid of failures. We all fail, but what would you learn if you don't even fail? Failure has a lot of lessons we can all pick up from. That would be my motivation or inspiration to someone. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Reuben. So tell us about your business, where it can be found, and yeah.
Okay, so the business is Ahofade, ahofade.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the popular social media handles at Ahofade, and we sell Ghana-made fashion. But we're not just selling stuff. Through our fashion, we are empowering people.
Okay.
We organize seminars to train people, to educate people. Last year, together with the shoemaker girl, we did something like that at Ashimota. So when you buy from us, know that you are not just wearing a piece of clothes or some leather, but actually you're empowering people. You're empowering that young girl too.
Okay, I mean, you're wearing you. Yes, and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Reuben. I'm inspired hearing your story. And it's like, I mean, if I see you on LinkedIn, I would want to know this about you. I don't know where you started from, but knowing how you've even gotten here, it's inspiring. And I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And thank you so much for being here.
Sure, thank you for having me.
My pleasure.